Hey,
Hey, hey,
hey,
hey.
good evening. I'm your boy Jamin, and there's Shadow.
Yep.
Tonight, we don't have Road King Andy, we have Road Glide Andy.
Yes, sir.
And I imagine everybody can imagine where he gets his name from. Come on in, Andy, and tell us a little bit about yourself, okay?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
All
Hey,
right.
Andy.
How we doing, Shadow?
I'm
Yeah, that's
doing
Uh,
good. And
Shadow
yourself?
next to me.
well, what do you want to know?
Tell us about your channel, Dicking Around in the Garage.
Well, that's just dick around the garage is just something I started doing in honor of the Blue Bike and Duel. He does dick around the shed. He sends me a lot of stuff in the mail and whatnot. And I do a fair amount of stuff in the garage. So I just started dedicating Thursdays to Doyle and doing dicking around the garage videos. Anything from putting parts on the bike to sharpening a chainsaw, working on tractors, just whatever I got going on
I hear you.
for for that. And then
What's up, Subs?
What's
hello,
up?
There's
then we
Stubbs there, Andy.
What's up, Andy?
how we doing? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Where you from, bro?
West Virginia.
West Virginia. Rock. What is that? Never mind.
Yeah, he was telling us about his show that he does on Thursdays, Dicking Around the Garage. That's the one I like.
Is that what it's called? Dicking around the garage?
I have a playlist. It's called Dicking Around in the Garage.
There you
So,
go.
and it's just install videos, working on tractors, working on a pickup truck, working on chainsaws.
So, where in West Virginia are you? Because we have a friend of the show that's in West Virginia.
Valley Grove.
Maybe. If she's on here, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe you're
It's
close.
near Wheeling.
Cool. Harley
So,
Pimp 420. Interesting name. What's up, Pimp?
Were you reading the chat?
Yeah. Man, I'll tell you what. Traffic sucks, man. I hate my commute. Hate it. So I'd be willing to bet money, Road Guide Glide Andy, that your garage is much cleaner than Jamin's.
Oh yeah,
no,
yeah. You ain't
Yeah.
seen my garage.
If you can do install videos in your garage, then it's cleaner.
Well, all you have to do is go watch that product review he did.
I might do install videos in my garage and stuff like that, but all the crap's still laying around everywhere. I just went down today and was throwing some stuff out. But,
That's the key. See, Jamin? Throwing stuff out.
Hey, I threw a
well,
whole garbage can out this week, Stubbs.
I was just throwing like zip tie ends that I cut off away and stuff like that. That's what I was throwing away. But
Well, hey, man,
no,
we
my
appreciate you coming on our show. Such
no,
short notice.
appreciate reaching out. But no, I keep my pickup truck, my log splitter, 2 tractors, bike, camper. What else?
You got a huge ass garage.
No, I don't.
Oh, sound like if you keeping all that shit in it,
Yeah.
if you're keeping all that shit in your garage, yes, you do.
No, it's not. It's
okay.
not big.
Okay.
When he's got it loaded, it's pretty packed. He's got a trailer he just did, Stubbs.
Yeah.
It's good. Good. It was entertaining watching you put the hitch together on there.
That thing didn't want to go together, man. It just did not want to go in there. I was like, what the hell is going on? Come to find out where the bolts went through the original hitch, it had a burr in there on the inside, and I sat there with the file trying, but the more I got into it, they had pinched it. So I just had to beat it in. I don't plan on taking it off, so
Andy,
There you go.
DR
Yep.
wants to know if you're going to be at the Hootenanny.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
No, I'm not going to be at the Hootenanny, and I'm not going to be at Pam through the day for the rides or anything like that. I'll be reaching out and going up in the evenings because it's so close to my area, and I'm off work right now on medical leave. So when I go back, we have a trip in July. So I'm not going to be able to take time off for June, but I am still going to try to go meet people and see people in the evenings when I get done work.
Right on.
So, I mean,
Yeah, you
I'm
were
not-
saying what you're 5 miles away or so from Pam.
yeah.
What the
That's,
hell is the Hootenanny?
The Hootenanny's that weekend party that it's I imagine kind of like Hog Rock.
Where's that happening at?
That's in West Virginia there. Evil Rick there knows a lot more than I do. I'm going to be following him.
You're
Gee,
going?
Damon, I thought you knew everything.
You're going?
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah.
Huh.
I haven't heard anything about the Hootenanny. I've heard about Pam. That's all I've heard about. So,
Yeah, it's Pam is right before, and then the Hootenanny's that weekend.
okay.
Yeah, like I said, Evil Rick knows a lot more about it than I do.
Well, right on.
Well, you know more about that, I do, because I don't know shit about it.
So
It's,
tell us about your YouTube channel, man.
Summersville, West Virginia. You know
Oh,
where that's at?
I do. That's actually, that's probably about 3.5, 4 hours away for me. So they did one of those back in 17 or 18.
Cool.
They did one down there.
So tell us about your YouTube channel, man. How'd you get started?
Harley Day Rider got me started.
Okay.
And basically just go on rides, video the rides, talk about stuff we see, places we go.
Right.
Do the Decking Around the Garage series, meetups, things of that nature. Now we have the camper to pull with it, so we'll be doing camper videos, be able to take the kids camping.
That's cool.
So
How many subscribers do you have?
you gotta ask the guy up there. I don't know. I don't keep track of that stuff.
It's going to be a camp out, Flossie.
I'm not joking. I can't tell you.
Hog Rock.
I can't tell you how many subscribers I have. I don't pay attention to that.
And how long have you had the channel?
What, 3 years?
I was going to say, you've been going for about 3 years now, yeah. Because I, like I said, the Harley Day Rider turned me on to your channel, and I've been watching you since way back.
Yeah.
I love when you built your woodworking expedition there with the Harley chips. I would like to do something like that.
Dude, that is... I still don't have the big one finished. Like, I made one that I thought I measured it out and measured the chips out and did, West Virginia hillbilly math. And I'm like, yeah, that'll fit all my poker chips. Yeah. And then I'll build another one the same size to put all the wife's poker chips on. No, it didn't even come close. And I did 2 rows the way I did that. So the wife and I got to talking, the big window in the living room. She's like, why don't we just make bigger ones the size of the windows and put one on each side of the window? I was like, okay. Went and bought the lumber, but you can't buy any quality lumber. So I'm dealing with straightening out bowed boards right now. And that takes time. And that was a project that I started last year before winter. I think I started that in September. So still trying to get that done.
Takes time when you want to do it right.
It does. It does. But boards have been sitting inside by the wood stove all winter, so they should be good and dried out now.
Right.
Hopefully.
You've got 540 subs right now.
There you go. Not
Okay.
bad.
Yeah,
Well-
we were talking earlier. He's like us. He's not really concerned with how many subs he has. So I
mean-
think that's great.
No, seriously, don't get me wrong. I appreciate every one of them. I do. You know what I mean? But I don't get wrapped up in numbers. I don't have any goals to monetize the channel. It's just something that I do for fun and to be a clown and goof off. You know, the way I look at it is, if I can put a video up and somebody gets something informative out of it, or it makes somebody laugh, somebody's having a bad day, and they happen across my video and I do or say something that makes them laugh and they have a better day, that video did its job.
Yes, it did.
That's all it's about, man.
Right.
For me.
Well, that's Rob. He does hippy dippy weatherman, and some of them are pretty damn funny, I think. But
Yeah. I mean, who was it? I think when HDR was doing his morning coffee with HDR, he was talking about me and my channel on there one time. And one of the people in the side chat said, Road Glide Andy's the realest MFer you'll ever find on YouTube. Leave him alone. Cool.
what's happening, Drew?
Right.
That's all. Just
The first time I found you was in an email sent from Viking Bags, and it said, here's a demonstration how you want to do your preview, and I clicked on it, and there was you.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for my stuff.
I will say it takes them time. I know let me clarify this first. I'm not a person who's going to give something a good review just because somebody sent it to me. And the Viking Bags is the only thing that I've ever had sent to me, other than the Zero Cybercharger because of a defective Cybercharger. And I think it was during Sturgis, or it might have been during Bugtoberfest, and they were down there, and they ended up sending me 2 of them. And I had spoke with the guy from Syria. He was like, just do a giveaway. I was like, all right, cool.
Cool.
That's how I was able to do that. But Viking Bags does take time, but keep in mind, they're sending you something for free. And people are bitching about it. What's taking them so long? Well, you have to keep in mind there's a process that they have to go through.
Even when you buy stuff from Viking Bags, it takes a little while. Believe it or not.
Does it?
Yeah, I know. I've got bags from them.
Yeah,
Well,
4 to 6 weeks is their delivery time usually. I mean, that's
The-
any business.
I can say that the bag that I received seems to be of good quality.
Yep.
I can say that for the wife and I both, it's not practical.
Does the wife ride?
She rides on the back with me, yeah. Yeah. She'll sit on that back seat for 800 miles.
I know.
So she's done that. She'll fall asleep. She's done that quite a few times. But it's the bag that they sent me, they're aimed more towards the smaller bikes. They're not aimed towards the big actual touring bikes.
Right.
They're aimed towards trying to get
What
Yeah.
did they say to you to do a review on?
the Voyager Elite.
Does it have wheels?
Huh?
Does it have wheels? Can you like pull it behind you?
No, my tea bag. I
It's
have
like
a.
travel bag.
They call it a sissy bar bag, but it's actually no. It's actually a tail bag.
Okay.
And I mean, it'd be nice just for me. You know what I mean? But there's still, when you put it up on the luggage rack, there's still like 4 inches of space between the front and back of the luggage rack. You know, like width wise, it's fine, but going this way, it's short. But I like the red lining. I really like the red lining in them because most of your bags are black inside and outside.
Yeah. Right.
So the red lining is nice because you can see stuff in there.
Yes, that is very nice.
I haven't used a Viking bag at all. The wife has a suitcase, and I think it's actually a Samsonite, and we strapped that on the last bike when we took a trip.
Are you sure
We-
you're not from West Virginia, Jamin?
Huh?
Are you sure you're not from West Virginia?
Easy, fella.
Uh,
We had
oh, I'm
we-
like down. My
we
bad.
had a buddy who
There you go. That's better.
we had a buddy that was on a Dyna and he locked his keys in his saddlebags by accident. which I don't know how you do that. And we tried to break into them, couldn't break into them. I ended up having to. The only thing I had in the bike with me was 2 sets of Allen wrenches. They're in the holder. I ended up taking those and wedging them under there, and some literally crackhead come through and stuck his arm up in there and fished his keys out. But you weren't breaking it. We tried to break it,
Right.
and you weren't breaking it. So
No shit.
as far as that goes,
Yeah.
give me-
Did
If
you
I
know
can't
that,
fit it in the saddlebags, I don't carry it.
did you know that company T-Bags, they went out of business?
yep,
That's a shame.
They-
They're good bags. That's what I have.
they sure did, and what? I think that was shortly after we got ours. We got ours in 2015 or 2017, and man, it's held up really good.
What's happening, Ghost?
What's up,
Hey,
Ghost?
And we've had I've got pictures because when you first start out going on trips and stuff like that, everybody makes the same mistakes. I don't care what they say. You overpack. You're like, I got the space, I can take it, and you overpack. Jesus.
Hey, Dr. Harley says West Virginia's got better roads than Tail of the Dragon. I don't know, man.
Might.
You don't know?
It's not as popular.
I'm gonna have to ride them. I rode out to West Virginia and went to a hot dog place. It's right across the line from
was
Ohio
that
to
place
West
called?
Virginia. And,
Yeah, and they let you back.
What was that
What'd
place
you-
called?
Did you go down to Hillbilly Hot Dogs?
yeah,
Yeah,
hillbilly
that's
hot
it.
dogs. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, come over towards the Wheeling area, and I'll take you across quite a few fun roads.
Okay.
Real Billy?
What's up, process?
What up,
There's-
process? Hey, Ghost is in here. Just let you know. Not sure
And
if
if-
y'all kissed and made up yet or not.
If you get down to the Summersville area, down around Beckley and all that stuff, there's a lot of nice roads down there. Way better than the Tail of the Dragon.
Okay.
I mean, way.
Well, I've been to the tail and I love the tail myself, but
I've been there too. We're actually going again in July. But I mean, there's a lot of nice roads down there too. But everybody gets wrapped up on the tail. They get wrapped up about it, and it's just, to me, it's just another road. I can literally go 3 miles from my house and ride roads like that. It's there's nothing to it, and I can ride roads like that aren't just 11 miles long. I can ride roads like that are 80, 90 miles long.
no shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, here in Ohio, I mean, we got twisties, but they're only 2 or 3 miles. There's nothing nothing like the tail anyway. The
There's
555 ain't bad, but
about, I got that road memorized like the back of my hand. I think 2 years ago, I think I rode that like 20 times. Because every weekend somebody else wanted me to take them out there. Like, all right, come on, let's go. So,
Well, I've never been on a tail. Can't say
Yeah,
I ever will. I don't know. We'll see.
it's that thing that you got to do once at least. It's a fun road.
It's a long ride to get there.
yeah, those two, yeah, Rob's in Minnesota and
Yep.
yeah, Stubbs is in Utah, so yeah, they would have a big ride to get there.
But yeah, and then Ohio, you also have the Ohio's Dragon, Ohio Tail of the Dragon, which is 536. That's a fun one. That's close by. See, I have a bunch of roads because I'm in the northern panhandle,
Yeah.
so I can be in Pennsylvania or Ohio in 10 minutes.
So I've spent 3 weeks in Martinsburg, and I got to travel all around there. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah. There's plenty of fun roads around here.
Hey, Peaches.
Hey, Peaches.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to get together this summer then.
Peaches, where in West Virginia are you? Our boy
Really?
Adam here. is in West
How you
Virginia as
doing,
well.
Mimi?
Well,
Peaches.
I know she's northeast West Virginia.
Northeast West Virginia. Oh,
She's close to Pennsylvania.
northeast she could be. Wetzel County.
There you go. She's in Wetzel County.
She's like 30 minutes from me.
There you go.
What? Okay, what town in Wetzel County? Let's put it that way, because Wetzel County is actually a bigger county. So, what town in Wetzel County?
Oh boy.
We'll
See if she replies to that one. Because my mom lives Hayden City. Okay, yeah, you're not that far. My mom lives in New Martinsville. So
See, it's a small world, isn't it?
it is.
For sure.
Yeah, ever since the C word came around, everybody started getting together, and it seems like the YouTube community has really gotten to be friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've met a lot of nice people through YouTube.
Yeah,
A
me
lot.
too.
You know, and well, I want to say most of it was by going to VAM down in Tazewell, which that's a good one if you've never been and you're able to.
But like I said, I'm going to the Hootenanny instead this year.
Yeah,
That's
there's
not going to take place in Sturgis, is it?
no. I think it's the week before Sturgis.
It's in June, the 13th through the 16th is where the Hootenanny is. And is it FAM or PAM? It's FAM, ain't it?
Well, they're doing PAM here in West Virginia in June. Then in July, Mr. G's doing VAM. So, VAM is a thing that Mr. G 1965 started. I don't know if you guys have ever checked his channel out. If not, you really should. But he lives down in Tazewell, and they have the back of the dragon down there.
Okay.
So that's a super fun road, and there's a lot of other nice riding. But he started it in 21, just a little meetup down there, and he's done it every year since then. It keeps growing and growing and growing.
What does the word or the letters stand for? Do you know?
Virginia Area Moto Meetup.
Okay.
There you go. FAM. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. And then the guys that did PAM, regardless of what they say, they just kind of piggybacked off of that and called it PAM for Panhandle because we're in the northern Panhandle area moto meetup.
Right.
Which, too lazy to come up with something original. That's my opinion.
Hey man, everybody's copying everybody these days.
Well, I was going to say Rowley's the same thing. They copy off of each other.
We did one last year that was all original. We did own Ohio 99.
Dr. Harley says the Baggers and Brews event and VAM are at the same weekend as Gettysburg.
Well, pick one.
But there's a lot to pick from. There's a lot to pick from. But my wife, anytime we get a chance to go down to Tazewell, she wants to go down there. She loves it. So she kind of makes the decisions when it comes to that.
Right? Yeah, my wife makes the riding decisions when we're together, but when we're not together, I just go with the flow.
She makes decisions when you're not together too. Who you kidding?
No, she doesn't, man.
Guess
She's got to be here. She's got to be here to do the convincing.
Okay, yeah, you keep telling yourself that.
We all know who runs your household.
We all know it.
Somebody's got to do it.
Well, it ain't you.
Please exit through the gift shop. Yeah. And if anybody is not, that's in the chat, went over to Road Glide Andy's channel, Go over there. He has things 5 days a week usually.
No, I don't. Jesus.
You have an event for Mondays. You have an event for Tuesdays. You
No, I
an
have
event-
T-shirts. I have T-shirts to wear. That's all. And I take pictures and post on Instagram. That's all. And I don't always have something for Thursdays. Right now I do for about the next 7 weeks, and it's hard to tell what's going to happen because I'm not supposed to be doing anything right now. So
Why?
I had
because
back
of the
surgery.
Oh.
So I'm not even supposed to lift anything over half a gallon of milk.
Well, then don't. What the hell, man?
I'm not a person who can sit still.
You wish you did when you get older.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him. I had never felt back pain like I felt, a couple weeks ago, man. It made me call the doctor and shit.
Hey, speaking of which, you went to the doc, right? How'd it
Yeah,
go?
he said I'm healthy and fit as a fiddle.
Come on. What about all the aches and pains you got?
That's age, dude. I mean, he couldn't find nothing wrong with me unless I want to go spend money on MRI shit. And
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
That's not cheap.
no, they're not cheap.
Nope.
Insurance takes care of two of my insurance would take care of two of them, and they have in the past. But you have to pay for the rest of them. So
Yeah, they're
Well,
They're
you
not
better
cheap
get it done,
and-
man.
$700-800 a whack. I can't afford that.
$700-800 a whack. What kind of insurance you got? That's good.
It's United. What I got.
Yeah. It's what? My portion's like $3,500.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I had to
that
pay
was-
out.
go ahead.
I had to pay out $6,100 before they do my surgery.
Damn. Why?
Had to have half up front.
That's the way it is nowadays. When my wife had to have her surgery,
Uh-huh.
same thing. We had to come up with the money for it before the surgery.
Yep.
What the fuck? Why?
Had to have at least half up front.
It's the way doctors are nowadays. They want the fucking
Motherfuckers
money.
ain't fucking around, huh?
They want
They
to make
want
sure
the
you're
money.
going to pay.
That's fucking nuts,
Yeah.
man.
Yep.
It-
So it's not fun.
No.
Probably.
Donna lives in Canada and she says she's happy because she's got medical coverage.
Probably end up trying to look into getting out of turning wrenches on semi trucks.
Takes her a year and a half to get worked on her wrist. But whatever.
Well, isn't that kind of the way our VA administration is?
No.
Get you a year later?
No.
No, for VA, it takes 3 years.
Oh, no. You're tripping, man. Here in Salt Lake, they're all. I think they're all. No, there might not be independent, but one in Salt Lake's pretty good, man. I've had nothing but good luck with them.
Yeah, I think that depends on your area. I got one buddy that lives in Pennsylvania, one that lives in Ohio, and they're both.
I started my VA journey in San Francisco, and I'll tell you that place is a madhouse. I'm glad I moved.
Yeah, the
Ruby's in the house.
one that my buddy in PA goes to, not so good. The one that my buddy in Ohio goes to, good. So I think that's just
It all
in your
depends, man.
area.
Yep. It all depends.
Which it's shame to say that, but
Yes, it is. But what do you do?
Yeah.
So do you work?
Heavy
Do you work a day job?
mechanic.
yeah, I work
What do you do?
diesel mechanic.
So there you go, Greg.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's. I would imagine you got the same kind of good job Greg does. He does diesel mechanics, heavy diesel.
Yeah, I'm thinking about going to a dealership close to the house here and just getting a desk job, service writer.
There you go.
So,
It
Been
takes
doing it
a toll
for-
on you.
oh, it does. I've been doing it for like 22, 23 years. So, I mean, I just should listen to the older guys when I was young, and it's funny. It's funny because I work with a younger guy now, and I'm trying to tell him the same stuff that the older guys were telling me. But
Yep.
it's just it's basically a mirror image of myself at that age. You know,
And when they don't listen, you just gotta laugh at them.
what do you know? And I turn my head and walk away and laugh. They're like, what do you know? I'm like,
Right.
I'm telling you the same things that guys my
Dude.
age were telling me when I was your age. You know,
Every generation is a trip, man.
so I laugh about it because it's laughable. It's like you want to go ahead and tear your body up, bouncing your knees on tires when there's an easier way to do it. Go ahead. You know,
Listen. So let
Yeah.
them get fucked up just like you did.
yeah.
Well, they've hired 3 young guys at my job, and all the old guys are making them do the tires and the heavy lifting and all that.
Now, didn't you say that one of them's about ready to get fired?
He got his hours changed to where he's not going to get fired now.
Yeah. He doesn't have to get up at ass crack of dawn?
Oh yeah, well they pretty much gave him 2 hours a day, and then Fridays and Saturdays he works 12 hours.
That's it?
Well, it's 40 hours. He gets 40 hours a week.
Shit.
How?
Like I said, it's 24 hours that he gets on Fridays and Saturdays, and then
Okay.
well, he works 7:30 to 10:30. So what is that? 3 hours a day?
About 3, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, it's 3 hours a day. Yeah.
What the
So
kid?
he averages his 40 hours a week, and he's happy. So he stayed.
Well, all right then.
Hey, Joy, how have you been? James, good to see you. too.
Actually,
Yeah, we're 55, 60 hours a week.
Let's
no,
see.
thank you. No, thank you.
That's what I works 50 hours a week.
Well, the overtime is good.
Don't get
It's
paid
a salary.
overtime.
You don't get paid overtime?
It's all straight time.
That
I'm
sucks.
salary, so I don't get it either.
It doesn't suck though when you think about it. Really, really think about it, okay? Because they pay really well. Number one,
Uh-huh.
and number two, if they were paying overtime, I'd be making like 65, $70 an hour on the overtime.
Right.
You know what's going to happen to that? Uncle Sam's going to take it.
Most of it. Yep.
Yeah, I mean it's
Now,
it's pretty bad when you work a 70-hour week and your take-home pay is less than if you work a 40-hour week.
Right.
You know, because Uncle Sam gets his.
it's not quite that much. But yeah, I get you.
Well, not quite that, but it's almost. You feel like that. I totally understand what he's saying.
I've actually paid out more in taxes on a couple of paychecks from working 75, 80-hour weeks. I've paid out more in taxes than what my take-home pay was.
Well, yeah, because it changes your tax bracket
Yeah.
when you work more overtime. So yeah.
Yeah, they really bend you over on that. So, you know, 52 hours is the comfortable point, but there's sometimes where you have to be in fleet. You got to get it done because you got to get the truck up and running for the driver. And there's not somebody else that can come in and do it for you because there's only 3 of us there.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah, overtime gets taxed higher. You know.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was still 30% or whatever.
I don't know.
You have to watch the hours for the sweet spot. That's what he's saying. 52 hours. You know.
Yeah, 52 hours is a sweet spot. But then again, that all depends on what your hourly wage is. There's a lot of variations that go into that.
Right.
Actually, I think 5 hours OT is beneficial there, Henry, because that gives you an extra $150, $200 to play with. If you did work that extra 5 hours, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
So he's saying more than 5.
yeah, he's saying anything more than 5.
Yeah, yeah. Flossies, you gotta have time for your family and yourself.
Exactly.
I screwed that all up when my kids was little. I worked my ass off. That's when I was working 80 hours a week to try and
Yeah.
put food on the table for them.
Yeah.
Nowadays, 45 hours, 50 hours, that's enough.
Right.
I
Not,
agree with that.
not when you're trying to put food on the table for 3 kids. It's not.
Well, yeah, exactly. But
Not
now that
nowadays.
I'm at the age I am, now my kids are all grown, I don't have to put food on the table every day for them.
Right.
You go broke nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of Harley Davidson.
No, food is so expensive now, man.
It is. I can imagine what it is out west for you guys.
Oh, jeez.
I mean,
You go pick up ingredients for one dinner, it costs you almost $100.
Y'all gotta stop talking about food though.
What, Lolly, are you salary? Is that why you don't get overtime? Yeah, that sucks when you're salary. You get paid, say, $500 a week, and you're there 60, 70 hours a week.
here's the thing I don't understand about salary guys, okay? Salary guys will take in, like my boss, he's salary.
Right?
He'll be there for 60 hours a week. He don't need to be there. He's not out in the shop working with us. But he don't need to be there for 60 hours a week. He's not getting anything extra for being there for 60 hours a week.
That's because his home life sucks. He doesn't want to be there.
That's the consensus. But he could leave at 3 o'clock. If I was making what he was making, I was getting paid salary, I'd be out of there every day at 3 o'clock.
Right?
You know?
Well,
With
with
a-
salary, your overtime is already figured in.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I've worked
Really?
20 years ago, I got paid salary, but haven't since.
Yeah.
Which,
I got paid. I worked a job years ago, flat rate hour, and I said I'm gonna take my time and do the job correctly, and not have somebody come back, 2 months down the road with an issue. So I'm not gonna, work flat rate hour, and I haven't worked flat rate hour since.
I did flat rate. Most of it was flat rate. I worked at the TA, local TA up here, and they were flat rate, but they also had some jobs that were hourly. Most of it was flat rate. The thing about it was you had to bust your hump. But at that time, I was working midnight shift. So I enjoyed it because the afternoon shift guys wouldn't do water pumps on cats or twin turbo cats or EGR Series 60 Detroits or anything like that. They didn't want to touch them. Well, flat rate pay on them jobs is like $900. I'm getting 43% of every labor dollar that I generate. So essentially, labor rates are $110 an hour. It's almost $43 an hour that I'm making, right? 8 hour shift. Spend the 8 hour shift doing a water pump. I made my money.
Right.
There
Because
you go, yeah. I guess if you look at it that way, yeah.
the flat rate game was the same thing when you get into the taxes. Because I did it one time for a 2 week period. I turned 10 grand labor, and taxes just killed you. So you had a cutoff point. You pull your labor report at the end of the week, and for a 2 week period, anything more than $6,000 of labor generated, you were getting screwed on when it came to taxes.
Isn't it?
So
Godzilla's interested in knowing what is the worst trip you've taken.
what's the worst trip that I have taken?
Yeah.
To the ER.
I was going to say the one to Utah.
Really?
As far as motorcycle trips, I can't say that I've ever taken a bad motorcycle trip.
Well, Sturgis last year kind of sucked. It was all rain.
I don't do rallies. I'm not a big crowd person. We've done the van thing. We've been down to the tail several times. Probably if I had to say the worst one that I ever did was in 2015 when we went down to Tennessee on vacation. and we went with my mom, and we trailered the bike down. We took a day for ourselves, went and
Right.
got married, but it was September, and it was the week of the big car show in Gatlinburg and all that stuff. And here we are running around trying to figure out what to do to get married because we just did the courthouse paperwork and then went to a little, what do you call them?
Went to the
Wedding
chat.
chapel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just one of those. It was just her and I. And then we hopped on the bike and rode over to Lynchburg to Jack Daniels distillery. Well, from sitting in all that traffic and everything, you can't shut the bike off because as soon as you shut the
Hey.
bike off, traffic moves.
I've got a
Keep the
question
bike
about
running.
that distillery.
I-
Is Lynchburg a dry? It's in a dry county. It's not.
It is.
So they can't give you samples.
Yes, they can. They
How
can
is
give
that?
it to
How's
you.
that work?
They're not
Yeah.
they're not charging you for them, so they can give it to
Yeah.
you.
They're not charging you for the alcohol, so they give it to you, and they have their own bottling distillery called White Rabbit Distilling.
Uh-huh.
So you can buy a bottle of Jack Daniels off of them, right? Now you pay for the bottle, but you don't pay for the liquor. You're buying it when they ring it up. They're ringing it up as a bottle. They're not ringing it up as alcohol. That's just like all the Gatlinburg and all that. That's dry, but they sell Old Smoky moonshine.
Yeah.
It's just in how you word stuff. You know, somebody with a business mind was smart enough to, find a way to work things around.
Right.
If you want to call Old Smoky moonshine.
Right.
I guess it gets you a buzz.
But yeah, that was probably the worst trip because we rode over in Lynchburg, did the tour, and we ended up getting back like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. We were staying in a cabin on top of the mountain. Passed our cabin up, went to the next cabin, went to do a U-turn, turn around, dumped the bike.
Oh,
So that was not a real fun experience. So worst trip, that was probably it, but it was still fun and it was a learning experience
Right.
because we were pretty green to it then. But
yeah. My wife and we took our honeymoon at Ohio Bike Week and camped out, and she hates camping ever since. So if you can get your wife to camp out in that camper, man, more power to you, brother.
we've gone out tent camping. We went down to in 19 was our first trip down to the back of the Dragon, or was it 18? No, it was 19. Was it our first trip down there? And we camped in a tent down there. But trying to take an air mattress, trying to take a tent big enough for 2 people and all your luggage and everything, it just, even just for an overnight, is a pain in the neck. So I ended up I have a 5-person tent that I use and I take when I go by myself. And I've just got a full size air mattress I'll throw in there. But I've got the big Saddleman bag I can throw on the back seat
Right.
and away I go. I can load up myself pretty good. But
Well,
then,
you've got the full tour package on your Road Glide, right?
oh yeah,
Yeah, I thought you did.
yeah, I won't go any other way. As far as going on a trip, I won't go any other way. I want as much space as I can get. So, and buddy of ours got a camper, and
Sounds like me. Evil Rick. It sounds like me at Sturgis last year. I was the same way.
buddy of ours got a camper, and we went down to the tail and everything with them in 20, saw their setup and everything, and then over the winter deal come across on a camper pretty close to us, so I jumped on it. We were kind of looking to see. We were tied up between the timeouts and the bunkhouse because timeout you're fully off the ground, but me being a mechanic looking at wear and tear on things, the way that thing folds out and you're sleeping and the hinges and all that, over time something's going to break, and it's just aluminum with rivets. I know what happens to that stuff. So we just went with the canvas that folds out. Yeah, it's on the ground. Take a moving blanket, put it down inside, and then king size bed. In a small camper that you can pull with a motorcycle, it's got a king size bed.
Nice.
So can't beat that.
Dr. Harley says his tent camping is either an RV or a Motel 6.
Yeah, but Dr. Hurley doesn't have a sense of adventure. Don't you know?
I don't know. I don't
But-
know.
It's 10 times cheaper. Like we going to VAM, if we do a hotel or an Airbnb, like last year we did an Airbnb and we split it with another couple. It was $400 for 3 days. I'm already booked for a trip in July. My lodging's nowhere near $400. And that's going to be for 10 days.
Right.
So it's cheaper, but are you really saving anything? Because it's going to cost a little more in gas to pull that thing. So we'll see. But it feels more homey.
I sure wish I had a trailer when I went to Sturgis last year.
Yeah.
But no.
Dang, you was in the Army for 25 years there, Doc? You poor guy.
He retired from the Army.
Lifer, huh?
Yep.
Did,
I think
Doug,
it's 20
did
years.
you serve,
to
Andy?
retire.
No.
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 Yeah.
No.
Stubbs there is the only one that served out of us.
Yep.
Well, thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah.
I wanted to, but I ended up putting myself in situations and wasn't allowed to. So.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah, I was wanting to go in the Navy myself, and you can't do it with a bad eye. The
Nope.
vision that I have, anyway.
Nope. Sure can't.
Nope.
No.
So yeah, I couldn't serve either. It sucked.
Yeah, my situation was a little bit different. Like, way back in the day, if you were a bad kid through high school and stuff like that, they put you in the service. Now,
Yeah,
if you're
that's
a
what I did to my brother.
Yeah,
Go into the
now-
service or go to jail.
Yeah. Now, if you're a bad kid in high school and you're in trouble and stuff like that, they just lock you up.
Right.
They don't give you the option. Then if you try to go join a branch in the military, no, you can't.
Well, some of the people I know actually thank the judge for that because it straightened them out. It gave them a sense of purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's. I tried to go that route, but they wouldn't. So, it is what it is.
Right.
Yep. What's that say? Well, Henry, it's called.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's all right.
She's talking about honeymoons. Her and Henry are.
Okay. You can change it.
I'd
Yeah,
rather
Jamie.
do it out the rain there, Henry.
Jamin's in control tonight.
Oops. Train.
Well, hey, man, we're up on an hour.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Andy was telling me before the show that he has to get up and do his walk. So
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife
Well, we're gonna
being
call it-
yelling at me.
Andy, keep in touch.
We'll
I'll
do.
go subscribe to your channel. I have y'all that's on our show now. Please go and subscribe to Andy.
Yep.
Give him some love, and we do appreciate it. And as always, y'all, rubber side down. Much love.
Peace.
thanks, Andy.
See ya.
Thanks, Andy.